Hello and welcome to a bit more of World of Tanks. This is a game that I'm going to be playing a lot more than I usually do because, as you probably know, I've been doing a Vault series which, again, I haven't actually stopped it, but it has been kind of suspended until I've got a bit more time because, as you know, obviously I am doing exams. I've said this loads of times, but this is just so easy to record compared to that because with the Vault, usually I have to prepare everything for the next episode to make sure I've got majority of the materials ready and that I know what I'm going to do, because usually with mod packs, because I'm not that knowledgeable on them myself, I usually have to do a bit of research before I go out and do an episode. Otherwise you end up getting an episode of me simply mining and going on about some random stuff. So anyway, what we're going to do today is just going to play a game, probably in the KV-1S, just for a bit of fun. I have done a video on this, just to go through the stats again quickly. It's basically a heavy tier 6 Soviet tank. It's got an excellent gun. I think I've probably done a video with this gun. I think I probably have at least. But I remember I did do a video without the gun because I didn't quite have it at that point. But effectively it's got tier 7 gun, very good, 122mm. It's got relatively good fire rate. It's not great obviously, but it's a heavy and it does insane damage. We're talking about 300 to almost 500 damage. Penetration, again, you're going to penetrate most things probably up until tier 8 at least. Of course, you're going to get more bounces the higher the tiers up you go. But anyway, we're going to go into a battle and see how we go. This is obviously a live game, so my commentary may or may not be that great because, as you probably know, I'm kind of not that good at doing commentary whilst in live multiplayer games, especially multiplayer games, because the game is such a World of Tanks, you've only got one life, and if I die within 10 seconds it makes it a pretty rubbish video altogether. But as you can see, I was mentioning tier 8, so we are in a tier 8 game, so even worse, that's going to mean that I am probably going to have to be even more careful than I usually am, and this map I'm awful at. I've had countless games of this KV-1S when I've gone down to the village with everyone else, and yet I get completely ripped apart by tanks which I can't even see. Now, you may have noticed my voice is maybe a bit funny, but problem is I seem to get this throat problem in the evening, which I've kind of had for ages. I'm not sure if it's like a cold coming back again, because I've noticed I've had a bit of a runny nose for majority of the day today, but hopefully it should clear up at some point and it won't sound too bad. Now that looks like an interesting tank destroyer there, one of the turreted Americans, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet because, again, of course I can probably do some decent damage, but again, their guns could pretty much shoot me one or two shots because I'm about 2 tiers below them, and my armor on this is not adequate even for the tier it's meant to play at. But we'll see how we go. I'm going to be a bit more cautious because I know usually I will rush into the village with everyone else, and yet for some reason it's always me who gets killed. So this is an arty based game, but again, this kind of just shows how pointless artillery is in this match, because you've got tier 4 artilleries on each team which really aren't going to do much. I mean, of course, artilleries, they can damage like a lot of the tiers above, but a tier 4 artillery just isn't going to penetrate tier 8 tanks. Okay, it probably could damage me. I know Joe's grill, like most of the time that would bounce off, or at least wouldn't do too much damage. So again, this is a bit, the matchmaking isn't great today, as you can see, because those artillery are going to have a hard time doing anything really. So I've obviously got to watch out because it's likely they can see me. Well, they probably can't, but usually does happen where they can all of a sudden see me. So I'm going to try and keep to a relatively moderate amount of cover, just in case, because it's not going to take much to kill me in this tier of game. So yeah, going back to the point of why I'm playing World of Tanks, effectively I just really do not have that much time to record. I mean, seriously, I know I said I would try and do videos a day, but it really is starting to get tough now, because it's not that I've got other stuff as, like, I have of course got other stuff to do on top of revision as well, because I've got to alternate between all sorts of different stuff. I've got homework on top of revision most nights, and of course over the weekend you probably think it's a little easier, but it doesn't really seem to be that way. So we've got an IS there, which bounced off. What apparently penetrated, but yeah, kind of didn't really do any damage. May have done some critical damage or module damage, never know. It's possible, but yeah, going back to that point, the weekend of course is the easiest time to record, but at the same time with the amount of revision I'm going to have to do as well, you kind of think about it this way: if I'm doing 2 hours a night on weekdays, I've then got to do almost triple that amount during like weekend kind of time, which makes it just as hard really. But we'll see how we go, because of course I can't just do YouTube and alternate between revision, so I do have other things that I've got to complete and such, but hopefully we will get going. So again, I'm not going to be stopping YouTube for my GCSEs, because I'm kind of thinking, well, although probably technically it would be the best thing for me to do effectively, because it would mean that I'm less distracted and I've got more time to spread things out, but I kind of decided the amount of time that I spend on YouTube doing a video, I often only spend maybe half an hour a night doing a video, which I suppose sounds like a lot, but I've got enough time to do it. So I'm kind of thinking most nights and most weekends I should be able to get maybe one up. Most of the time, however, it is going to be one every couple of days, which hopefully won't be too bad, because I know usually it takes a couple of days before I get like a nice amount of views in some of my videos, so it could work out well. It just depends what subscribers think. So just comment below on what you think, just like post your support and stuff. But yeah, mostly series and let's plays will probably be paused until after GCSEs, but just think about it this way: it's not really that long. Again, I have kind of contemplated pausing YouTube until that point, but I kind of thought, well, I've come a bit too far just to do that. And even though you guys will know I will be coming back, it's just kind of, yeah, channel growth's just going to go down, and I'm just going to lose all the work I've put into it. So I will be trying to do the best I can to get videos up, but it is genuinely trying to get hard. It's generally started to get hard, sorry. But one thing I will have to warn you about is that I will try and get on Steam, especially like Fridays like today and weekends, but the thing is I'm not going to be able to play as much really, because game time is effectively going to be whenever I get to record for YouTube. But at the same time I will have a couple of times to play it, but again it's only going to be maybe a couple of hours at the weekend and maybe half an hour during the weekdays. So I'm hoping we will be able to balance it out a bit. I know I've been kind of rambling on about that for a while, but I'm just hoping that you guys understand that it is definitely tricky to keep stuff going. Again, you are encouraged to keep on going with your hobbies and stuff, as well as doing revision, which I think is a great idea, because effectively by doing this YouTube stuff as well, it makes me be able to relieve a bit of stress, because I'm not having to constantly worry about exams, constantly having to worry about, oh, have I done enough revision. I've got a bit of time to also think, well, I've got a bit of relaxation to do, I know I've done enough work, so have a bit of time to do this. So hopefully it should work out fine. And at the same time, it's probably not long until most of you guys that watch my videos are going to be doing your GCSEs, I think, because I know Alpha is in like a year, maybe a couple of years away, I think he said, and it will get tough then to do just about any hobbies they particularly have, especially kind of gaming. Well, I can recommend to you guys out there, which maybe, I don't know, some of you probably are going for exams as such, what I want to kind of recommend is that you do have to kind of cut down on it, to be honest, because I know probably some of you are fine at that, but I know it is hard to really, because at the same time you kind of want to have some time to play, but you've kind of got to balance it out between that and other stuff. So I'm just going to watch out for enemy tanks here. So you've got an IS here, which is doing pretty well, 3 kills, but it's only going to take 1 shot to kill him, 1 penetrating shot, and it's probably quite likely that they're going to be up here somewhere. So you want to be reasonably careful. I mean, I'm not sure what that is. Looks like a Dicker Max, but oh, just going to take a random shot at that, but looks like didn't see him there anyway, so that was a bit of a blind spot. And at the same time, I've been just shot. That's damaged my track, so effectively that just shot right through the side of me, which isn't too great. So obviously they can see me pretty easily. Now for some reason he wants me to spot, but I've no clue what I'm gonna do here because they probably know I'm here. We're not gonna win this. It's me and IS3, which has absolutely no health. It's not gonna take much, and I'm already being shot at pretty badly. Yeah, you better get back a bit. I've got a bit of negativity in the comments there. If I cap, I'm just going to get shot at unless they can't see me now. They seem to be pretty annoyed. The IS3 guy's just like refusing to cap, and he's just like wants me to cap, but to be honest, if he caps he's just going to get killed pretty easily, because I think they probably know he's behind there. And at the same time, I'm not sure who this guy is. Yeah, there's another IS3, and he's just going mental really in the comments there. I mean, there are serious players on this game that do get genuinely annoyed when people play. But again, I mean, what we're going to do, I mean, he's not going to take anything. They know he's there as well. So I was telling him to shut up, but he's not really helping, is he? Well, not yet that guy is, but obviously the Jarlax guy isn't particularly helping. And he's probably just going to kill me. Have no clue where I'm being shot from, but he's obviously scouted me out. And that bounced, so that's not too great. And they've just reset the cap, so that wasn't too useful. But again, I'm not sure what that is. That looks like a Chinese, probably American actually. Not sure what that was. Yeah, that was American, not Chinese for some reason. But anyway, there's the game, pretty much. I think that IS is just about dead. 29 health. It's just going to take a small penetration. Probably from that tank destroyer just coming up behind him. That looks Soviet. Yeah, there you go, 1 shot. Oh, Soviet Ferdinand then. That just shows my knowledge of tanks pretty rubbish. And there you have the Jarlax guy getting angry that we lost it for him. But at the end of the day, if he's any good, he wouldn't be dead. That's my opinion on it. But there you go, just a bit of the World of Tanks gameplay. Hope you did enjoy it. Also wasn't too great. Did get a kill though. And hit a couple of people. But there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. And remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.